Welcome to a perspective overview of the research outlined in the article, Poverty Impedes Cognitive Function. It is true that one might observe people living in poverty holding low-paying jobs, lacking education, and struggling in multiple areas of life. There are people in power that would like us to believe that it is okay for these people to be experiencing poverty because they are lesser, they have less skills, they have less potential, and they deserve it because they just don't work hard enough. In reality, scientifically, poverty is cyclical, and rather than being the fault of the person, it is due to systemic faults. The research highlights the limited cognitive system of humans and begs the question, is poverty due to lower cognitive ability, or is lower cognitive function due to poverty? The theory suggests that the stress of poverty consumes one's cognitive resources, leaving little to think about anything else or make well-guided decisions. Money is the gateway to surviving in our system, and if you don't have enough, it can consume your every thought. You don't have enough money, which means you can't pay your bills. So you try to get a higher paying job or multiple jobs to increase your income. Jobs continue to turn you down, and you are not able to increase your income. You don't have the skills they're looking for, and you've never been able to afford the time or cost it takes to be educated about finances or gain new job skills. It is too expensive to purchase a safe vehicle, so you are reliant on unreliable public transportation and struggle to stay on schedule. Public transportation is slower than driving yourself, which means you're never left with any free time. There's no time for self-care or spending quality time with family. Your job doesn't provide you with insurance, and healthcare is too expensive to get regular checkups. If you were to get really sick, it would eat up your savings account, even if you had one. Let's say you have a job where you earn enough to pay your bills. What changes with this model? You have enough money to pay your bills, so you don't have to worry about increasing your income. You're able to spend time gaining new job skills and have an opportunity to apply for promotions. You have time to learn about money management, and that allows you to purchase a reliable vehicle. A vehicle allows you to run on your own schedule and are able to make good impressions by being on time. You have the freedom to travel as needed. You're able to take care of yourself and spend time on building positive relationships with your family. Your job provides you with health insurance, and you're able to participate in preventative health care and keep up with appointments. Your money management skills have guided your budget, and you're consistently adding value to your savings account for emergencies and special occasions. We can see that someone who is not living in poverty is using less cognitive resources at any time. So, what does this mean for someone living in poverty and being able to make good decisions? The researchers gave a variety of participants, some with financial struggles and some without, two tasks. First, participants were given a hypothetical financial situation to solve. Let's say they had a $1,500 emergency car bill. Participants were then given a version of IQ testing. How do the people living with financial struggles handle the situation compared to those not living with financial struggle when it comes to using cognitive resources? Those living without financial struggle have less to worry about in the face of an emergency car bill, and therefore have plenty of cognitive resources left over to put toward the IQ testing. Remember all of the stress thoughts that were triggered by thinking about money in those experiencing poverty? When given a hypothetical about a large emergency bill, these thoughts take up a lot of cognitive resources and do not leave a lot of space or energy to focus on the IQ test. It makes sense that, given the limit of human cognitive resources, those living in poverty have little left over in their working memory to put toward guiding their choices and actions, and why farmers are more likely to have pawned their belongings pre-harvest, and why poverty is indeed cyclical. Poverty is not inevitable for people with certain traits. It is a result of systemic inequities that make it so difficult to end the cycle. This information makes it clear that policy around poverty needs to change. The steps it takes to make a better life for oneself or get out of poverty are inherently more difficult for those living in poverty due to the lack of cognitive resources available in stressful times. Policymakers should focus on reducing these inequities by providing services such as assistance filling out official forms, education on planning and money management, accessible reminders, transportation and job skill acquisition, and more. It is up to us to vote for policymakers that are fighting to bring equity to our system for all and who are listening to the scientists and experts to help guide their decisions.